just want to remind you that power belongs to God. Okay? In your situation that you're in right now, listen, power belongs to God. And let me tell you who he gives the power to. He gives power to the humble. Right? Who has the power? Who does it belong to? Who does he want to give it to? The humble. He says, I give grace to the humble, but I resist the proud. All right? Only one thing worse than someone who is prideful, and that's someone who is walking in false humility. False humility says all the right things in church, but in their car, in the house, they take all the credit. Matter of fact, someone who is prideful don't mind being prideful, but someone who has false humility is so prideful they don't want people to know. I'm so prideful, I don't even want nobody to know I'm prideful. That's called false humility. So we say things like this. We say, Joel, I mean, you played the drums so wonderful. And Joel says, it was nothing but the Lord. And I say, listen, it wasn't that good. Have you ever heard the Lord play the drums? Because listen, it ain't going to sound like you. You talking about, you sing that song, oh, child, you just blessed us. Wasn't nothing but Jesus. It wasn't that good. Whoa, slow down. Have you ever heard Jesus sing? Maybe I should get you the CD because it was some Jesus and some devils up in there. False humility. Got to check ourselves with that. Jesus says, I'm going to humble myself. Watch this, Renee. Jesus says, I have come to serve and not be served. Wow, listen. I'm going to mess you up. Jesus says, I have no deficiencies. I have all resources. I have all power, and you don't have nothing. What do you want to give me? It'd be like an ant trying to serve you. I know I'm making some folk nervous right now because aren't we supposed to serve God? Listen. God says this. He said, serve people. And when you serve people, you're serving. Did y'all catch that right there? Sir, Jesus says, I have come to be served. Listen, doesn't it make sense if he has all knowledge, all wisdom, all power, and we're empty, what are we going to give him? So it takes us to be humble even to receive. God says this. He says, I want to serve you. I want to put you in a position where you acknowledge you are nothing without me. You are empty without me. You are a failure without me. Let me serve you. I come to serve you. I come to give you life, and you serve others. Power belongs to who? God. Check this out. Satan has some power. Where did Satan get his power? Adam has the power. Genesis, right? He loses the power, and who gets it? Satan, okay? Questions on that? Imagine if I go and steal a TV from Best Buy. All right? Now, is the TV hot? Is it real? Is it legitimate? Is the TV legitimate? How I got it, is that legitimate? Is Satan's power legitimate? How he got it, is that legitimate? So if I sell you the TV, now I stole the TV from Best Buy, right? And the CD in the TV is a 60-inch plasma, and I sell it to you for $40. Is the TV legit? Yes. But you know how much a TV costs. But I'm giving it to you for $40, so you get the TV that's hot for free, right? And this is what the enemy is doing to the Christians. He is selling legitimate power for cheap. And you haven't paid for your anointing. You got it hot. It's real because when you sing, you mess up the church. But you're living a lie. And you can't testify how you got the TV. And you can't testify about your anointing because you know you got it for a steal. You haven't been squeezed. The devil sold you something that he stole. But it's a real anointing. Jesus says, yeah, you cast out demons. Yes, you prosper. Yeah, you got a real anointing. You got it for $40. You ever met someone who had a real anointing, but they got it in an illegitimate way? Selling drugs, shacking, smoking, drinking, doing everything but anointed. My God. And you get stuck there because of the applause of the people. But you can't testify. You have no testimony. You haven't paid for your anointing the legitimate way. Verse 20. Then Martha, y'all there? As soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went out and met him. I like Martha. She doesn't wait for Jesus to get to the house. As soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, she went to meet him. Listen. As soon as I heard that Jesus was coming back, I got up and went out to meet him. Listen, Martha has an attitude, but she still goes to what? Meet him. See, you don't have to get yourself all fixed up and get your hair done, your nails done, your makeup done to meet Jesus. Martha, listen, as soon as she heard, she went out to meet him. Had some issues with Jesus. Normally when we have issues with Jesus, what do? We go the other way. She says, I got some issues with Jesus, but I'm going to meet him. Bring your burdens to the Lord. Bring your issues to the Lord. Bring anything, your problems, all your weaknesses, all your moments to the Lord. Martha gives us an example. As soon as she heard Jesus is coming, she meets him before he gets there. See, you don't want to meet Jesus when he gets here. You want to meet Jesus when you hear he's coming. Listen, he might come before Saturday. I told the group last week, I said, I know he's not coming Saturday because Oprah's show don't go off to the 25th. We got to see who her last guest is. Maybe it's going to be Jesus. Come on here right now. Boy, that would be good, wouldn't it? Then said Martha unto Jesus, she said, Lord, she says, if you had been here, we wouldn't have had to make up these programs. We wouldn't have all these flowers. We wouldn't have all these morticians. If you would have been here, my brother will be in the kitchen laughing and talking with us. Have you ever asked God or told God, hey, God, listen, I prayed to you. Look, God, if you would have been here, they wouldn't have took my car. God, if you would have been here when I got that doctor's report, come on, what happened, God, if you would have been here? If you would have been here, God, he would have stopped beating my behind. Something in my life has just crumbled. And you said you loved me. What's up? Verse 22. She says, but I know that even now, whatsoever things that you ask of God, God will give it to you. Jesus says unto her, thy brother shall rise again. You would think right then she would have went, oh. She says, listen, Lazarus is going to rise again. Mary said, I know the Bible. She said, I had eschatology. I know the study of end times. I know post-trib, pre-trib. She said, I know he's going to get up in the last resurrection. I know the song, I'm going to be caught up together to meet him. I know that. Oh, yeah, you see it in the text. She says, I know he's going to get up in the last day. You ain't telling me nothing. I know he's getting up in the last day. Ooh, isn't it something that Martha has enough faith that Jesus can raise Lazarus approximately 3,000 years from now? But doesn't think he can raise him 4 days. Well, that's good preaching right there, honey, ain't it? Yeah. She says, I know you can raise them 3,000 years from now when you come back. I ain't got a problem with that. Do you know, my mathematician here, 3,000 days, 3,000 years, how many days is that? 3,000 times 365 days. 3,000 years, because listen, what is it? 1 million. Listen, she said, I know you can raise him 1,095,000 days from today. I'm struggling with the 4 days. Okay, now I'm going to talk to Martha, because there's some Marthas in here. And you know that God has gone away to prepare a mansion for you. He says, if I didn't do it, I would have never told you, right? And you have complete assurance that you're going to get a mansion, but you have no idea how he's going to pay your utilities. I know I have a mansion with a window view, but how you going to pay my electric bill? God, I got enough faith that when I die and when you come back and you crack the sky riding a white horse, that I'm going to get a new body, a whole new body. But I don't think that you can heal my allergies. I know I'm going to get a new body, but you can't deliver me from pollen. So I will take sneezing and itching my eyes for the rest of my life, because it never crossed your mind that God can deliver you from allergies. You ain't never got anointing oil out and laid hands on yourself and rebuked pollen, because you have